Okay, hello friends, and welcome back to Steins Gate. We just basically told Kurisu our second time leap where we told her everything, and we just finished explaining everything to her, and yeah, that's basically what's going on here. We have watched our friend Mayuri die many different ways, many different times, and we finally have reached out to Kurisu to help us. But unfortunately, when we first did that, she was like, there's no time to figure something out now. So she sent him back 5 hours back to tell her all this again so they could try and figure something out. And that's where we are. Anyway, you can't control which possibilities you observe. Even if the many worlds interpretation holds true, it's unreasonable to expect that you'll ever find a world where Mayuri doesn't die. Wait, we're not getting anywhere. Instead of analyzing what I've done, let's think about what we can do. Time leaping won't change the result. I just said that. Then what do we do? Calm down. How can I calm down? Do you know how many times I've seen Mayuri die? Covered in blood, gasping for breath, the light fading from her eyes, again and again and again. And all I could do was watch. I hear my teeth grinding in my skull, recalling that despair, that feeling of utter powerlessness makes me want to lash out at everything within reach. Getting emotional won't solve anything. You're only calm because you weren't there. True, I don't know what happens 5 hours from now. To be honest, it doesn't feel real at all. But it's not like I don't believe you. You have to stay strong, Okabe. Kurisu pats my arm. Her hand is warm and her touch is gentle. How American of her. Sorry. She's right. Getting emotional won't solve anything. I need to calm down. Calm down. What I don't understand is how the cause can change, but the effect can stay the same. It's like the causality itself is broken. Maybe Kiryu Mueka shooting her isn't the real cause of her death. Maybe it's something larger and less obvious. For example, maybe she dies because we invented a time machine, or because CERN discovered our hacking. If that's the cause, then it doesn't really matter how she dies. Causality remains intact. Can that theory explain why Nai pushed her in front of a train? Oh, right. Anyway, the principle of causality is absolute. Deny that and you deny all of physics. There must be a distinct cause for Mayuri's death. So if we figure out what it is, then maybe we can save her. Not necessarily. What do you mean? The problem is the causal event occurred. That's not casual. Causal. I'm using two big words for my poor little brain. If it happened too far in the past, then there's nothing we can do. But I can travel to any time I had a cell phone, can't I? No, it's still theoretical, but I believe that one leap with our machine, has a maximum range of 48 hours. 48 hours. I can only go back 2 days? Why didn't you tell me that before? Before what? I just finished the time leap machine, remember? That's true. Future you didn't say anything about it either. Oh, so that's what you mean. Maybe she just didn't have the chance. So how come I can only leap 48 hours? I don't know. Even I don't understand everything that's going on inside that thing. But you can do consecutive leaps. That is, as long as the time leap machine exists. For example, if the time leap machine remains functional for 10 straight years, you could leap back to this moment 10 years from now. Of course, it would take a total of 1,825 leaps, so I don't recommend it. Still, it's theoretically possible. Then what's the problem? Weren't you listening? I said as long as the time leap machine exists. When was the machine completed? Exactly. An hour ago, August 13th, 2010, 2 p.m. or thereabouts. It didn't exist before then. It's impossible to use the machine before 2 p.m. today. So what you're saying is, Count 48 hours back. I can't go back farther than 2 p.m. on the 11th? Kurisu nods, her expression grave. Most likely. Can't you improve it? Eventually, maybe, but certainly not now. I'd need a real laboratory with real equipment. It would be expensive, which means we'd need sponsors. And if we go looking, I'm pretty sure CERN would crush us. I'd say that's proven by the fact that neither you nor I have left here from the far future yet. So basically, we can't do anything? Even with the time leap machine, we can't stop CERN from killing Mayuri 5 hours from now? At that moment, I hear a sound from outside the window. What? Is it Moeka? Did she overhear us? I dash to the window and look down at the street. It's Suzuha. Her bicycle has fallen over and she's scurrying to pick it up. Our eyes meet. Huh? Why does she look so pale? Her lips move slightly. It looks like she's whispering something, but I can't make it out from here. Hey. I call out to Suzuha, but she leaps on her bike and zips away. She's acting strange. I smell a conspiracy. Moeka was a spy. Could Suzuha be the same? It's too dangerous to trust anyone. Suzuha has exhibited suspicious behavior, though not as much as Moeka has. She's openly hostile towards Kurisu, and she was able to take down CERN's hit squad single-handedly. I wonder if this missing father of hers really existed. Could he be the John Titor who's been posting on the internet? What is the meaning of the name Barrel Titor? Peter, whatever. Instinct tells me that she knows something. I dash out of the lab. Hey, where are you going? I know I don't have much chance of catching her on foot, but I have to try. There's something going on here. This is a completely new sequence of events. According to my memories of the future, Suzuha is supposed to remain at the Brawn Tube workshop until 6:30 this evening. But when she overheard me talking to Kurisu, she suddenly took off like a bat out of hell. This has to mean something. Suzuha is already out of sight, but when she left, she was headed for Chuodori. I wonder if her phone's on. Maybe I should just try calling her. Come to think of it, this reminds me of something. On the day she failed to meet her father, she disappeared without a word. Just an email saying bye. I searched the town, but I couldn't find her, so I sent an email that changed the past in order to make her stay. I'm pretty sure I lost her near the station back then. What happened on that timeline? Where did Suzuha go after failing to find her father? I searched up and down Chuodori, but I find no trace of Suzuha or her bike. I have to be careful. There could be rounders here in Akiba. I comb the area around the station's main exit, but there's no sign of her anywhere. I lost sight of her here before, so I thought she might be close by. Maybe I should corner her on my next time leap. Press her for answers before she can escape. I'd better get back to the lab. I start walking away from the station, but just then, the people around me gasp and point. Everyone's looking up at the sky. No, not the sky. The satellite embedded in the roof of Radicon. Why now? It's been there for 2 weeks. It's practically a landmark now. But everyone looks like they're seeing it for the first time. So I turn and look up too. What? The lights on the satellite are blinking. Is someone inside? Ooh. Suzuha? Or could it be Moeka? The satellite has remained silent through all of my previous time leaps. What has changed? Obviously the fact that Suzuha overheard my conversation with Kurisu. Previously, I lost sight of her at the station, in other words, right next to Radicon. Suzuha must be up there. Everyone's staring at the satellite. This is my chance to sneak in without being noticed. The shutters are half open, just as they were when I confronted Moeka. I summon my courage and call through the crack. When I get inside, the first thing I see is Suzuha's bike lying on the floor. So it's her. It is her. What is she trying to do? What is that satellite? How is it related to John Titor? Is it even a satellite? Nobody knows for sure. I checked online. No satellites fell out of orbit that day. When they do, whether by accident or design, they usually burn up in the atmosphere. It's impossible for one to land in such perfect condition. So what is it then? A jolt suddenly runs through my body. Could it be a time machine? Why, yes, Okabe, it could. There's only one way to know for sure. I need to get there before Suzuha does something. The elevator and escalator aren't operating, so I bound up the stairs 2 at a time. My lungs gasp and my legs burn, but I force my body to carry me to the top. There's the satellite lodged in Radikan's roof. I notice wires holding it in place. The police must have done that so it wouldn't fall. There's a hatch open on the side of the machine. I see someone moving inside. Suzuha! The person freezes when I shout. I run to the satellite. Okabe Rintaro. Suzuha turns to me with a sad expression. Behind her, I can see the interior of the satellite. It's surprisingly simple, without the switches and buttons you'd expect. Instead, there's a black box the size of a desktop PC. There are numbers on the screen. 2010 08 13, and below that 1975 08 13. Suzuha reaches out to press a button. Ow! Sparks burst from the panel. She jerks back, her fingertips burned. What are you doing? It's not working. You know how to use that thing? She doesn't reply. I see her shoulders sag. It's not working. The sparks had to be from an electrical short. Her eyes are burning from the smoke. Answer me, Amane Suzuha. I swallow hard, then ask the question. This is a time machine, isn't it? Are you a time traveler? With her head hung low, Suzuha nods. I'm John Titor. Dun-dun-dun! Obviously, I already knew that, but... Dun-dun-dun! There's still a big crowd outside, so we exit the building on the side facing away from the station. Suzuha has calmed down a bit, so I start pressing her for answers. What do you mean you're John Titor? Exactly what it sounds like. I'm the John Titor who's been posting on @channel. I thought he was a guy. Suzuha smiles humorlessly. I fooled you? Guess my camouflage worked then. Who are you hiding from? CERN. Those stories you posted, were they true? Mostly. A few exceptions. It's those exceptions that bother me. So you came from 2036, and that satellite, that's your time machine. I was hoping you wouldn't find out, but my time machine went and broke on me. I really screwed up, huh? I thought Titor's time machine was loaded on a Chevy. Chevy? That's a car, right? Where'd you hear that? The Titor in 2000 said so. 2000? That might be me on a different world line. At least I haven't been to 2000. I came straight here from 2036. So it was someone else? It's true that Titor never It's true the Titor never posted in 2000, not on the current world line. It doesn't matter. I can worry about that later. What do you know? I press Suzuha for answers, trapping her between me and the wall so she can't escape. You overheard my conversation with Kiryu, right? Why did you run to the time machine? What were you trying to do? I thought it was my fault. What? Because I neglected my mission, CERN was able to put their plan in motion. Is it true? Suzuha suddenly grabs my shoulders. Is it true that CERN kills Shinamiri? It's true. I time leaped from 5 hours in the future. Time leaped. So you guys completed your time machine. I need answers. What do you mean it's your fault? Suzuha bites her lip and looks away. I'll tell you everything. I think you need to know. You and Makise Kirisu. Kirisu? Why Kirisu? I guess I'll find out if I let Suzuha talk. We should head back to the lab. But first, I offer Suzuha my handkerchief. She looks at me for a second and then takes it and ties it around her burned hand. Thanks. She should probably see a doctor about her hand, but there's no time for that. Mayuri's death is approaching. I just hope she's not in too much pain. I wrap a towel around her hand to keep people around us from staring. Welcome back, Okarine. Oh, Susu-san's with you too. When we get back to the lab, Mayuri and Daru are there for some reason. I thought I sent them home. Mayuri gives me a ditzy answer when I ask them. I really thought we should celebrate the birth of Super Phone Wave-chan. So Daru-kun and I went shopping. I should have known she wouldn't stay away. Kirisu looks as worried as I am. She leans close and whispers into my ear. What do we do? Make absolutely sure Mayuri doesn't find out. Kirisu nods slightly. What are you guys whispering about? How many times do I have to say it? No party. Come on, Okarine, that's no fun. It's not about fun. I glance at Suzuha. She still looks depressed. Suzu-san, are you feeling okay? Suzuha, Christina, and I have important matters to discuss. That's why I asked you to leave for the day. Mayushi wants to hear too. I think he's serious. But Suzu-san looks sad. Mayushi's worried. Sorry. Suzuha hangs her head and bites her lip. I know she feels responsible for Mayuri's death. But how is she related? That's what I'm here to find out. I want Shina Mayuri and Hashita Itaru to stay. This concerns them too. If Suzuha says so, then I have no objections. But I quietly pull her aside and remind her not to tell them about Mayuri's impending death. Then I quickly explain Suzuha's true identity, that she posted on @channel as John Titor, and that the satellite is really a time machine that she came from, and that she came from the year 2036. A girl from the future? That's awesome. Can I shake your hand? We're not playing around here, Daru. What year were you born? 2017. That's in 7 years. You haven't been born yet, but you're here. Huh? There's no time to deal with Mayuri's confusion. Alright, Suzuha, let's hear it. Well, the gist is what I posted on that channel. I came from the future, the year 2036. In my time, the world is a dystopia ruled by CERN. There's no war, no conflict, but no freedom either. Dystopia? A society where every activity is controlled by the government. In a dystopia, you're not allowed to eat bananas unless today is banana eating day. If you break that rule, they'll throw you in jail without a trial. That's terrible. Mayushi loves bananas. Forget about the bananas. I'm part of the resistance fighting to free humanity from CERN's control. I came to the past to change my present. From your point of view, I guess I should say the future, to change the future. Change the future. She doesn't sound like she's joking. What about finding your father? Was that a lie? Suzuha doesn't answer. Does that mean it was a lie? CERN is a research institution. They don't have political power. I explained that to John Titor several times online. Online? Wait, don't tell me. You're Curry Gohan and Kamehameha? I don't know why I can't say that because, you know, I grew up with that around. Kurisu turns red and looks away. Titor came forward. It's only fair that I do too. In that case, I'll come clean too. I was posting under my true name, Hoin Kyo. I know. You harmonized. Suzuha frowns. She must not like having anything in common with Kurisu. She clears her throat and continues. CERN is still a research institution in 2036. The world is actually ruled by CERN's secret backers, the Committee of 300. The Committee of 300. They're real? That name was in CERN's top secret documents. When CERN successfully completed their time machine, they became the sole entity with power over the fourth dimension, time. In just 2 years, they remade the world to serve their purpose. Just 2 years. But that's only in objective time. I bet CERN's time travelers spent many decades leaping back and forth across history, building the foundation of CERN's rule. That brings us to you, Makise Kirisu. Suzuha glares at Kirisu. In 2036, you're apothesized as the mother of the time machine. Yeah, what? Apotheosized? In Japanese, please. Apotheosized, as in revered, respected. She keeps using unusual vocabulary. Maybe that's normal vocabulary in 2036? Respected. Huh. I am? In 2010, you pioneer a timely technology. Afterwards, you contribute to the development of CERN's time machine. That's what I know about Makise Kirisu. Is that why she treats Kirisu like an enemy? Then I must be the father of the time machine, right? Okabe Rintaro is a terrorist in 2036. You're pretty infamous. What? Seriously? I'm a terrorist in the future? I helped CERN build their time machine? I don't believe it. CERN experiments on people against their will. They're a disgrace to scientists everywhere. I would never collaborate with them. But that's how it is in the future. How did the future me explain herself? We've never met. By 2036, you're already dead. Sorry. Well, that's just great. I don't even make it to 50? In my time, there are two kinds of people. Those who live extremely long lives and those who die young, under suspicious circumstances. People who act against CERN are erased. They erased me? Suzuha looks into Kirisu's eyes. For once, she's not glaring at Kirisu. Maybe you were being used by CERN too. Maybe they took your parents hostage and forced you to work on their time machine. No, does that mean Mama's in danger? Kirisu's mother is in America. It's not terribly difficult to imagine CERN kidnapping her while Kirisu is away. After all, I watched Moeka kill Mayuri in cold blood. Rounders. What's that? CERN's private army, or something like that. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to end it here, but I will see you guys soon. Hopefully. And we will continue this craziness that is Steins Gate.